Hi, it's Steve again. I want to talk with you a little bit about the people in your business. I've heard a lot of people say this would be a lot of fun if people weren't involved. But I know, and the reality is if people weren't involved, you wouldn't have a business. People are really our great assets, our greatest assets, whether that be our employees or our customers, our prospects. You got to have people. And you got to be able to relate to them to make business work. And as a second generation business owner, as you step in, you're having to do a lot of, work summarizing your people. How often do you stop to think, how is she doing in this role? How is he doing in that role? Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great, many years ago, he's talking about getting people in the right seats on the bus. Are you clicking on all cylinders? Do you have some people in seats that they're probably mismatched? Their capabilities with their responsibilities. Sometimes it's a fit, sometimes it's not. Do you work around them? Do you make the move? And Jim's also in his book, Jim Collins also talks about sometimes it's hard. There's some people on the bus that not only are they in the wrong seat, they probably shouldn't be on the bus. And I know in my situation with the family business, that is more of a reality than not. Sometimes we tolerate a lack of a fit more so than some of the other corporate structures might do. And we do it because it's a family business. But I will tell you, as you're stepping into your mother, your father's seat, or their role in the business, you're going to have to spend some time doing an assessment of people. Mainly, you need to look at your leadership team and look at the management that you have in place and how are they doing in their role. Are you communicating with them? Are you helping in the areas that need improvement? Are you working on that, or do you avoid it? You know your style of dealing with those managers. And I would encourage you to only deal with a small handful of people. Let the managers deal with the majority of the other people. You should have 4 to 5 reports to you, and that's probably max. I've seen some managers come in and it's a flat line. They want everybody reporting to them, and all they become is a cog in the wheel, or they stop up the funnel. You need to structure your business so that people can manage and that you don't have to. I would ask you to step back as you're stepping in to just do a mental review of your key leaders. Look through and see who's doing a good job, who maybe needs some encouragement, who maybe needs some training. Sometimes we put people in places and don't equip them with the skills that they need to perform that position. But and a lot of times we don't even slow down to think about it, to double check. So I would ask you to do that mental review of your management group and see what you can do to help them. As you're doing an assessment of people, I want to ask you to really put a microscope on yourself, magnifying glass. Say, what are you really good at? You're going to be leading this company. You stepped in from the founder. I would encourage you to play to your strengths. I know something I did years ago, back in my 20s, which I don't even know how I did. I'm building people around me. I always wanted to be what I would call the least informed person in the room. I try my best to put people around me that are much smarter than I am. If I can do it, why do I need them? And I have to keep looking at, what do I do as a leader, as an owner, as a visionary? What can I do, or what do I do that nobody else does? I need to be doing that. If I'm doing something that I can hand off to somebody else, I'm being inefficient in my own time, and I'm robbing somebody from leading. So as you look at your leadership, I think it's really important to look at yourself. And that's sometimes difficult to do from an objective standpoint. A lot of times we are so close to the forest we can't see the trees. And sometimes it's painful to take a look and say, you know what, I used to be good in this area, but either lack of practice or something, I'm just losing it. And I'm no longer as effective in this one part of my leadership than I used to be. And my style is, instead of trying to develop that and bring that up to speed, I would ignore it, put somebody around you that can do that well, and you move on to doing what you can do that's uniquely you. And I've seen that work in organizations over and over and over. So people are the main thing. We got to make the main thing the main thing. And I got to tell you, as you're running your company, the people that are by your side, the people that are on your bus, that are going in the same direction, it's important they're in the right seat. But it's also important that you know what you can add and contribute to the team. People are looking to you to lead. I would encourage you to take apart your leadership style, segment it into, 5 or 6 areas, and then really play to your strengths and put people around you in your challenge areas or your weaknesses. Put good people around you, put smart people around you. It'll make a difference. So people, at the end of the day, it's all about people. Not only on our bus, on our team and our companies, but if no people, you don't have customers, you don't have prospects, and really you don't have a business. So I would encourage you to see everybody a little differently than what you're looking at them today, and see how you can improve yourself, but how you can help people on your team improve as well. You know how to get in touch with me. You've got my numbers down below. You've got my email, got a Calendly link. Let's connect. See how I can help you to be the best leader that you can be.